Hi, we're going to go over your unit rate proportion study guide. First question we see is a proportion and it has to do with some fractions. As you know, you're only allowed to use multiplication, addition, division, and subtraction on your calculator. So in order to do this, we know that we have to take 1/5 and we have to divide it by 1 over 20 because we have 1 at the bottom, or you can look at this as 1/5 times 1 divided by 120. So we're going to take 1/5. I'm going to write out divided by 1/20th. And then I know to divide, I have to multiply by the reciprocal. Then I'm going to simplify out my like terms. I'm going to turn this 5 into a 1. The 20 will become a 4. Then I'm going to multiply across the top and bottom, and I get 4 over 1, which is the same as just 4. On number 2, it's very similar. I'm going to take 1/4, and I'm going to divide that by 1/12, which is the same as 1/4 times 12 over 1. Oh, excuse me. I want to simplify out my like terms. I'm going to turn my 4 into a 1 and my 12 into a 3, divide out a 4 from each. I'm left with 3 over 1, which is the same as just 3. When I look at number 3, it says a car traveled 3/4 mile in 1 minute at a constant speed. What was the speed of the car in miles per hour? So we're going to take 3/4 miles and we're going to divide that by hours. Now we have 3/4 in 1 minute. 1 minute is 1/60th of an hour, 1 out of 60 total minutes in an hour. So I'm going to rewrite this as 3/4 divided by 1 over 60. And then I'm going to rewrite that as a multiplication problem, multiplying it by the reciprocal. So 3/4 times 60 over 1. And then I'm going to simplify this out. So I'm going to take my 4 and my 60. I'm going to make my 4 a 2, and I'm going to make my 60 a 30, and then I see I can simplify out another 2, so I'm going to cross off both of those and make this a 1 and make this 15. Then I'm going to multiply across the top. 3 times 15 is 45. 1 times 1 is just 1, so my answer will be 45 miles per hour. Sheila bought 10.5 ounces of almonds for $3.36. How much did the almonds cost per ounce? So I'm going to put the money at the top. $3.36 divided by the 10.5 ounces. And then when I divide both of those out, I get that I'm spending 32 cents per ounce. So I'm going to put that over here, 0.32 per ounce. When we look at number 5, it's asking which of the following are proportional to 15/3. There are 3 answers that are correct. To do this, I'm going to simplify out all of my fractions. I know this is the same as 5 over 1, so this will also be correct. Once I simplify all of those out, the ones that are exactly the same will be equivalent or proportional. So if I simplify out 45 divided by 9, that's also going to be 5 over 1, so that will be an answer. 75 over 15 simplifies to 5 over 1. So those will be my 3 answers, but I want to check all of them just to make sure. If I simplify this out, this is going to be the same as 7.5, and this will be the same as 3 over 1. So those two do not match the 5 over 1, so that's how I know that the first 3 answer choices are correct. Number 6 is very similar. I'm going to start by simplifying this out. I know that I can take a 5 out of both of those, which gives me 7/16, which will be the same as 1. This time we're only looking for 2 correct answers. The second one also you can take a 3 out of both, which gives you 7 over 16. If you look at the next one, you can take a 2 out of both, which gives you 7 over 18, which is not the same. We want to go ahead and check this one. 3/5 cannot be simplified, and that's not equivalent. And then the last one, we can take a 2 out, so we have 9 over 13, which again is not equivalent, which means that it is not proportional. So only the top 2 will be proportional. Number 7 is the first time that we're looking at a table, and it says find the unit rate for the quantities in the table above. So to find our unit rate here, we're looking at dollars per hour. So I'm going to make 16 over 2, which simplifies down to 8. So I'm making $8 per hour. And if you were to do any of these, you would find the same thing. So I could do 24 divided by 3 would also give me 8. I can do 64 divided by 8, which would also give me 8. Or I could do 80 divided by 10, which would also give me 8. Because all those came out to be 8, we know that this is a proportional relationship. If I look at number 8, it's very similar. We want to find the unit rate for the quantities above in the table. We're looking for passengers per car, so that tells you what order we need to be writing these in. So I'm going to do 8 passengers in 2 cars, which means that we have 4 passengers for each car. Again, you could do, we want to put 12 over 3, which again would show us 4 passengers per car. 16 over 4 is also 4 passengers per car, or you could do 20 over 5, which again would also be 4 passengers per car. So that is a proportional relationship, and our unit rate would be 4 passengers per car. On number 9, this one's a little bit different. We want to find our unit rate, which is the cost per gallon. So gasoline cost, we want to put the price 3 over 1, which is just 3, so it costs $3 per gallon. Now you can do this a couple of different ways. We can set up proportions. That's how I'm going to show, or you can just say, I know that this doubled, so this is going to have to double, which makes that 2. Or for example, on this one, we can set up a proportion with 1/3, 1 being your gallons, so we want to put 5 next to gallons and then X at the top. We want to do 3 times 5, which is 15, divided by 1, which keeps just 15. So that's one way that we could find that this is going to be 15. We know that this went up by 1 more set of 3. So we know that this will be 6, or you again could set up a proportion. 3 over 1 is equal to x over 6. 3 times 6 gives us 18, and divided by 1 would give us 18. So that's how we, oh, excuse me, I put the answer in there. Rather, we would want to do 18 times 1 is 18 divided by 3 gives us 6 here. So that's how we know that that's going to be 6. Number 10, we know that our average speed in kilometers per hour. So we have 232 kilometers in 1 hour. So I'm going to put that here. And then again, I know that I'm doubling over here. So I'm going to double this, which will give me 464. Or again, I can set up a proportion. 1 over, it doesn't matter what order you put it in, 232 is equal to x over 1,160. And then I'll do 1 times 1,160, and that will give me 1,160. And then I can divide that by 232, and I'll get 5 there. Again, I can also set up another proportion. 1 over 232 is equal to 8 over x. I'll do 8 times 232 and then divide it by 1, and I'll get 1,856 as my answer. Moving right along to number 11. Here what we want to do is we want to multiply the numbers that are across from each other. So 1/6 times 3, which is the same as 3 over 1, which equals 3 over 6, or 1/2. So then we have 1/2 here, and then we want to divide it by this number. So 1/2 divided by 2 over 1, which is the same as 1/2 times 1/2, which will give us our answer, that is 1/4. If we look at the next one, it's very similar. We want to